This school was built in 1964, and we have grown quite a bit since 1964. We currently have 440 students here, and we are using every corner of our school to the best of our ability. So what we're showing you today is how we're trying to strategically use the space we've been given. This is the clinic. It is a fairly small space. It can house only about two students. There's quite a small restroom in there as well. The soap dispenser in that space and paper towel dispenser are so high the smallest kiddos can't really reach it.
Yes, I was going to say in 1964 the requirements were considerably different than in 2024. For instance, back in the day, the typical school consisted of a principal, a secretary, a guidance clerk, and some sort of a bookkeeper, and a clinic was the only other space. That's 5 spaces and a front office. Our average school for about 440 students now, you have to consider there are resource officers, there are guidance clerks in addition to the guidance staff. The clinic requirements have changed drastically since 1964, and this whole office space is probably half the size of what it should be for a school this size.
And as we add classrooms, wings, and portables, what doesn't change is the size of a cafeteria, the size of a media center. So they're still left with a 40% increase in student enrollment with the size of a cafeteria and a media center for a much smaller population. So we continue to add to several schools classrooms, but again, those common areas do not get expanded and don't house the current numbers.
Knives and cast iron plumbing lines, the original plumbing lines.
That's from 64?
Yes. Then right behind you, you can actually see right at the floor level of the mop sink.
Is that something you need to update?
Yes, yes. The plumbing, the water lines, sewer lines, and electrical throughout the entire campus needs to be replaced.
Oh.
Galvanized water lines throughout the campus that are deteriorating underground and in the walls.
How long have they been in the school?
They're the original, since 1964.
All of the local elected officials and community leaders to come and see firsthand what we've been describing as our crisis. And you could see this in the galvanized pipe.
Yeah.
When we have, again, nearly half of all of our buildings are 50 years and older, and 78% are 30 years and older. We have original pipes, we have original HVAC systems, and we do not have the money to replace those, and our students deserve better.
In our media center, it is a small space, but we have a fantastic media specialist who does a great job being creative and crafty with the space he's been given. We just got this new board installed. This is also where he has the morning show, so all of this over here he has to move every single day to be able to film the show back here. All of the equipment is back in this area, along with some more tech equipment storage back in this space here.
What's on your wish list?
What's on the way? Other than more space, more space would be the biggest thing, and just study carrels, study places for the students to be able to study, work, to find their books and to read quietly and things like that, and focus on what they need to. Just to have a little bit of personal space while they're reading, I think would be a great advantage for all of them.
And this space also gets used for MTSS, and this morning we used it for testing, so that the disarray of the tables is because we had to spread them out for testing in here.
And have that prioritized for either the video production crew or the library crew and things like that, and not have it overlapping so much. Would be a big help.
You've been a magician
Oh.
doing all these things.
Well, thank you very much.
That classroom we just passed through is one of our larger classrooms for 4th grade students, and this area we're in right now houses the restrooms for the 3 4th grade classrooms in this area. This portable right here, we have art, music, and speech. So there is a little area for the speech pathologist to work with her students that's on the side of the art room. And the storage in there is also very small. Our art teacher has one small closet, much smaller than the pod we just walked through, and it has no door on it. Our PE coach and our PE tech, their offices are in here. This is also when they have to be inside when it's cold or when it's raining. This is the space where they could have up to 2 classes at a time in this space.
How many students combined for two
So that would
classes
be almost 50 students.
in this room at
Yes.
once?
No, this doesn't sound right, but we are about to head through the girls' restroom. It's clear of students, don't worry.
Thank you.
We use them all. Smallest friends in pre-K, for them to go to breakfast and lunch every day, their choices are to go all the way around or to come out beyond the locked gates and then in that door we just came through. So and also when it is raining, if it's not safe to send students past that uncovered walkway, they have that same option. They have to come around, obviously with teachers with them, past this less secured area. We would love to see some space that reflects the pride we have for our school. We'd love to be able to give our students all of the things that we want for them and the facilities that we know they deserve. So our school is growing, our magnet program is just beginning, and we know Sparr is only going to become a better place to be, and we'd like to have facilities to help us accomplish that.
When you started seeing the schools and hearing about what their needs are, especially Sparr Elementary?
Well, I'm not shocked, which is why I offered these opportunities for our community to come in and see what I already know. And you saw earlier the pipes that's being shown. We're very fortunate right now that we have such a dedicated team, but when you have buildings that are half century old and have original systems and we can't get parts to replace them, at any moment it would impact entirely a whole school potentially and the learning of those students. And we don't have a lot of options. We are down to only our 1.5 millage rate, which is about $25 to $30 million a year. And we've already calculated we need over $1.5 billion. So we haven't had impact fees in 13 years, and we have 9% growth in enrollment over the last 10 years, and we haven't had sales tax in 15 years. And with the ending of PICO dollars, which I know you asked about that hasn't been here since 2019 from the state level, that's all we have. So we are counting on our community to support what we know our students deserve. You saw today, seeing what our student needs are is the priority for everything that we do, right? We can't expect to provide a productive learning environment when students are working in closets, learning in closets, and they have to impact 2 or 3 classrooms just to use the restroom facilities. Our students deserve better than that. And I do think our community will support what's best for our students.